Welcome back. I'm still working in my little orange sketchbook. And today, hopefully we can do a few more pages together. Really love how this one turned out. And this side went a little wrong. And so hopefully we can get a few more sketchbook spreads done today. I only have about 10 or so spreads left in this sketchbook. And then I can move on to another sketchbook, which I always get really excited about. Even though this one has such nice thick paper, then I will miss that in the future here. But since we are gonna be here for a little bit, again, just using my very generic ink. Really good paper towel for that. Just getting it all over the place. Whoop. All right, but we will pour out some ink for today. Don't need that much. A little goes a long way. But I hope everyone's having a good afternoon so far today. I always like a nice slow weekend afternoon where you can just take a break. Always appreciate a nice slow day, a nice calm sketching session. And I've just got a little reference here of a little square, little town square with some buildings and a tree. So let's just try to draw that. But I've mentioned it before, this paper is all a handmade paper, a handmade journal that I bought many, many years ago. And I don't recall what store it was from or if you can get it still. But I really, really love the very, very thick textured paper. It's perfect for ink like this. I don't even know if you can tell how textured the paper is. Probably not, but it just soaks up the ink in this really perfect way. So it would be great for watercolor or anything like that. I mean, even watercolor might be challenging, honestly, because this is so thick that watercolor, anything, it soaks it up so quickly that maybe even watercolor is not the best for it. But I love it for my ink because I want it to soak up really fast and I want it to dry really fast. And so with this really thick textured paper, it does that. It just soaks it right up. So I am a big fan. And I will kind of miss when this one is complete. And I'm gonna probably move on to a more smooth paper. Binary, hello, welcome. But it'll be, like, I always have a small sketchbook like this. I always keep one of those on hand. I always am working on an inside of a small sketchbook like this because I really love small sketchbooks. I love being able to carry them around everywhere. But I'll be moving on to a sketchbook that has thinner and smoother paper. So I'll probably end up using different materials in that particular sketchbook. But for now, with this one, I am going to use my ink because it really is just perfect for it. And I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. I hope everyone has had time to just draw this weekend. I know sometimes it is hard to make the time to get out your sketchbook, but even just 5 minutes is worth it. Safa Arts, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Now with ink, especially without putting down a pencil sketch, I always have to like wait a second and really look at how I'm gonna do this. Otherwise, you know, I might make a line that I didn't want to make. Hirin, welcome, hello, glad you're here. But we've got some buildings that I want to include. So we'll just go for it about here. Let's see, because there's one main building that's kind of the focus. So we will put that just in the middle. Right down in the middle. And I've really found that I've just enjoyed having time to freehand like this, just freehand ink these. Because sometimes it can be intimidating, but also it feels really free and loose and fun. And what I love about using a brush instead of a pen or a marker is like the variation in line is so distinctive. And so I love that the different variation in line width here with a brush instead of a pen. And of course, I will show you more drawings from this sketchbook. If you'd like, I'd love to do that. We'll have to wait until my ink dries first before we can flip to other pages. So, but there'll be plenty of time for that once I'm done working through this one. Not all of the drawings in this sketchbook are done with my brush. I have some that are done with pen as well. but I really feel I only have just recently been starting to really love my brush and ink. And so a lot of it is with pen in this particular sketchbook, but I'm excited to do more and more ink and brush works in the future too. You know it'll be amazing. Oh, how sweet. Thank you. That's really, really kind. I appreciate it. This is indeed, I think, a house. I'll show you guys my reference image in a minute. But I'm just, you know, searching Pinterest for fun little things to draw. And came across this one and, of course, really love it. So I think it's just a few houses, townhomes or something, all next to each other. Oh, and part of me is wondering maybe if you guys would want to see it a little closer, since we're not really using that other page right now. And again, with just doing freehand, I feel like I can be a little more whimsical and like just let the lines be whatever they be, which I love. I love roofs that have this like textured tiles like this. I think it's so pretty. I don't even know if this is exactly representing what I want it to represent. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. Hopefully you get to see lots of art and art inspiration and encouragement. That is what I do here. I love having a space on YouTube where we can all make art together and we can all improve together and try new things. Thank you all so much for subscribing. Oh, that's so kind. I like to live stream every single week. The time and date of my live streams varies. So now that you're subscribed, you'll know when I am live. And I'm pretty sure you can set notifications so you don't miss when I am live. The way my life is, I can't commit to one specific time every week. But the weekends, Sunday afternoons are common, or like Tuesdays in the middle of the day. That's been a common time too. Christina, hello, welcome. And then I do full length or like, you know, long form videos every week as well. Those comes out on Thursdays. Those are set times. Thank you, Christina. And I'm still experimenting with my long form videos because there's so many fun ideas I have. And so it's been really fun to try out different things. I just tried out my first ever like studio artist vlog last week, which was super fun to make. And yeah, I'd never made anything like that before. But it's kind of fun to bring the camera around throughout my day, throughout my whole week, and just kind of show you how I, have my almost daily creative art practice, and hopefully that inspires you to keep drawing every day too. How is my day? Thanks for asking, Christina. I have been really good. I had a day out in the city yesterday, which was so good and so fun and a wonderful little adventure, but also very exhausting. So today's more calm and relaxed and kind of recovering from my big city day. Yes, it's like no matter where you live, it's nice to kind of get out and explore something different in your area and kind of be a tourist in your own town, which is just really fun. Because we went to a museum, an art museum, and we tried this really, really fun new like coffee shop, and they had like homemade ice cream, and it was some of the best ice cream I've ever eaten in my life. Yeah, you can ask me where I'm from. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I can say that I'm in the Twin Cities area of Minnesota. I feel confident I can say the Twin Cities area because there's like 4 million people around here, so good luck trying to find me. But the Minneapolis Institute of Art has some really, really beautiful pieces. We saw a Van Gogh and a Monet and a Signac. I just really love Impressionist and Post-Impressionist work. So that was my favorite room for sure. Morocco. That sounds lovely. I have heard it is beautiful in Morocco. What is my goal in life? Oh, wow, such a big question. That's a big question, Christina. I feel like I have lots of goals in life. I want to be happy, healthy, and have as long as I can have with the people I care about. Artistically, my goals always change. I always want to continue to grow. I feel like of all the creative endeavors I've pursued, visual art has always been the one that I come back to because it's the one I really do want to continue to grow and pursue until I die, basically. Like it's definitely something that I will be doing until I literally cannot hold a pencil anymore. And so just being able to keep creating and keep making art and connecting with other artists, that's my creative goal, I guess. And for right now, like that's making YouTube videos and getting to live stream and meet people like you, and that's really, really fun and is really fulfilling. Oh, the drawing is starting to look stunning. Well, thank you. Stunning is such a lovely word. I feel so affirmed. Thank you. What is your favorite drawing you've made? Ooh, that's really good. That's a good question. What is the favorite drawing I've ever made ever? Wow, can I think of all of all the drawings I've ever made ever? I'm not sure. Let me think about it. You know, there's one I'm pretty proud of. And let me actually pull one out. Give me one moment. I had to find where it is, honestly. everywhere, and trying to find one specific piece is going to be a problem. Let's see. Okay. All right, this is what I made. What's the date? Did I put a date on here? I didn't. I think this was 2020. But this was one of my favorite drawings I ever made. And it's supposed. All right, you'll have to tell me if you can still hear me. Can everybody still hear me? Hopefully you can. But this is probably one of my favorites. Okay, good, you can hear me. My phone went weird. This is one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. It's supposed to be like Link and Zelda because I love them. But it's kind of inspired by art of the manga Snow White with the red hair. So like all of the costumes and positioning and everything was heavily inspired by that. And so this, of course, is still ink and ink wash. But, you know, I have the little master sword. And I just love how the dress turned out. It's very lovely. So that's probably, I mean, I can't choose just one favorite piece I've ever made. That's like so impossible. But this would definitely be up there as one of my favorites. So yeah, thank you for asking. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll go back to drawing. But I love ink, of course, but I also really love digital. And I'm trying to do more things in color because I don't usually paint as much, but I've been working on that as well. Diddy Sing Hearts. Hello, welcome. I'm glad you also like to draw. You all draw. Well, you'll have to let me know what everyone is drawing. What do you all like to draw? Characters, houses, animals. I think I like to draw people and like architecture the most, probably. Hyper-realistic portraits. Ooh. That's always really beautiful. Like when I see people who have that skill of being hyper-realistic, I do not have that skill and I am always very impressed. So kudos to you and your hyper-realistic portraits. I'm sure they're lovely. Characters, yes. Draw lots of characters. Honestly, animation and anime is how I developed any art skill because I just loved all of those shows so much and I just drew all of my favorite characters constantly. So my art skill really comes from my obsession with animated characters and drawing lots of fan art. So that is fantastic. You like to draw your best friends. Yeah. I always get really intimidating drawing real people that I know because I'm like, oh no, they're not going to like it. And I want them to like it, you know? So I feel intimidated if I'm drawing somebody I know. The Official Penguin, hello and welcome. So glad you're here. Glad you can join us. Just love how you don't leave people out. Of course you matter. Of course. Everyone here matters. You are all fantastic. I mean, I don't know you personally, but I'm just assuming. I feel like most people who are hanging out here, drawing, we're just here to make some art, have a good time, be nice to everybody, you know. I'm glad everyone can hang out. What time is it in my area? Well, the US is weird and has daylight savings time. So we had daylight savings time today, which is basically the, I cannot explain daylight savings time, but the hour, twice a year, the hour, the time, we literally changed the time. So it's actually, it feels like it's supposed to be like noon, but I think it's like 1 now. Or maybe it feels like 1, but it's 2. I don't know. It's the afternoon. Pick a time. Okay, we're going to try doing these tiles a little differently on this one. Now that we got that main house done. You take like 1 hour from your life. Yes, daylight savings time is so weird. Okay. It's like in the fall, we change all of the clocks back an hour. Then in the spring, like today, we move all of the clocks back forward an hour. So it's very strange. The One Art Goblin, hello and welcome. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Christina is up late night for Christina, 11:30 p.m. Well, I'm glad you're hanging out here so late in the evening. You're going to sleep. Thank you for joining. The One Art Goblin is almost 7:30 for the Art Goblin. And 7:30 is a much more reasonable time. But don't listen to me. I can't tell you when to be on art YouTube. I think I'm just not a night person, so staying up till 11:30 does not suit me. The One Art Goblin is British. Lovely. I guess I technically have been to Northern Ireland, so depending on who you ask, that's Britain. Won't go into that. Yeah, no, I've not left. Let's see. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. I've been to Ireland. I've been to Northern Ireland. And those are the only countries I've been to aside from my own. Christina's from Germany. Germany is on my bucket list, I will say. I'm American, unfortunately. Yes. So I have been to Canada and I have been to Mexico. Obviously, those are the easiest ones for me to get to. Germany is on my bucket list. Germany and the Netherlands. I want to do a trip where I just go to Germany and the Netherlands, because those have always been on my bucket list of beautiful countries to visit. But I think earlier Christina asked what inspires my art, and that is a big question too. So I think for me, definitely stories like movies and shows have inspired my art. Places that I'm around or that I see. So I love to draw places. I'm inspired by other artists too. Just seeing other works that are just gorgeous and wonderful. And social media can be filled with lots of things I I don't need, but it's also filled with wonderful artists that I love to follow and that inspire me a lot. So yeah, it's probably just seeing other art inspires me to make art. So hopefully I can do that for other people as well. Where am I? Okay. So my reference photo, I have a reference photo from Pinterest. This is what I've been working on. And to be honest, I have no idea where that is. I picked a random Pinterest picture. You want to ask how old am I? Well, I will say that I am many years out of college, out of my undergraduate degree. I will say that I have a video coming up that will tell you how old I am. So just watch my videos. That'll tell you how old I am. You have to leave. The One Art Goblin, thank you so much for joining. I hope to see you around again in the future. Please have a lovely evening in Britain. Eat some, what are those cookies called? Those British cookies. Oh my goodness. Those little cookies with the chocolate. Or you would call them biscuits. Oh, what are they? They're so good. Delights, something. I don't know. The One Art Goblin, go enjoy some wonderful biscuits for me because Britain has the best biscuits. Oh, you want me to show you the other drawings in here? This is still very wet. So if I flip the page, we're going to have a disaster on our hands. But if you're interested in taking a tiny little break and going through some sketchbooks, we can do that. It just won't be this sketchbook because this sketchbook is wet. All right, let me finish this house and then we'll go through a different sketchbook. How about that? We'll go through some other art that I've made. How many countries I visited? Let's see, I listed them out. It's Mexico, Canada, Ireland, and Northern Ireland. Oh, I've been to the Bahamas. That's 5. That's 5 different countries I've been to. Which is quite a bit, I feel. But, you know, some people, they go to every country all the time, visiting different places, which would be lovely, but I am planning another trip abroad, overseas, to a European country, but I will share all of that after I get back and make a video about it. Canada. Christina is from Canada, the Canadian flag. Safa has only been to France so far. Oh. France would be lovely. Beautiful. Je ne parle pas français. I do not speak French, but that would be fun. And obviously eating French food. I mean, come on. What more do you want? You learned French in school. Well, you must be better than me because the only thing I remember from French in school is je ne sais pas, because that would be my answer to everything. And if you don't know, anyone else in the chat, Je ne sais pas means I don't know in French, because that would be my answer. The French teacher would ask me a question and I would just say je ne sais pas. Christina has to go too. That's all right. Okay, we've finished that little house. So while that's drying, we'll just leave that to dry. I do have one other sketchbook over here. Yes, French is a challenging language. Ooh, just causing all sorts of problems over here with my phone. Okay. This is a much bigger sketchbook, obviously. We'll let that dry. And we can go over a few things. We'll go over a few. So I started this sketchbook in 2020. This is April 2020, so almost 4 years ago. This is one I'm hoping I can finish soon, but little bunnies. We've got just some general gouache. This is all gouache. I paint, if I'm painting, it's gouache or watercolor. I don't like acrylic at all. I definitely don't want to try oil painting. I mean, you know, I would try things, but I don't want to purchase oil paints. Okay, bye Christina. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you next time. We've got some little characters running around. And just some general different landscapes. Looks so realistic. Wow, thank you. I drew a Katara because obviously she's the best. And got some flowers and an apple. Okay. Got a house, a garden I was at. Drew a bicycle, some tulips. And then we've got like a summer popsicle, fireworks, that sort of thing. Thank you, everybody. I'm so glad you like them. And a windmill. This one's one of my favorites too. I really enjoy drawing people floating or falling. Like, it's kind of a common thread when I draw. I think there's another one in here even that is just someone like floating in air. Yeah. Ooh. So I really love this one too. It's just, I don't know what it is about it. It's like, maybe that's just like how I feel sometimes. And they're just floating. So I really, really like that one. And the other one. Yeah. Obviously Hamilton. If you don't know the musical Hamilton, please work on that. It would be a cute sticker. Oh, which one would be a cute sticker? That one or the other guy? Let me know. I have made some stickers before. Actually, all these little deers. These little deer stickers are mine. But yes, we have some Hamilton. The guy one. Oh, you turned that into a sticker? Wow, you guys would buy that as a sticker? Because maybe I will. I mean, I'll just clean it up. Although this one was from 3 years ago, so I could probably just redraw it and do it different. I like drawing folk costumes and traditional, like, heritage costumes too. And I can't remember what country this was, but I was really happy with how I kind of did a layer underneath the lace apron. So you can kind of see the red underneath it, like a really light pink. But I thought that was fun. And some more buildings. So yeah, I draw a lot of people. I draw a lot of buildings. Nazca of the Valley of the Wind is a character from a Ghibli film. Thank you all so much for your positive words. Oh my gosh, you all are amazing. And again, this is all in gouache. And these are characters from a podcast that my friends made, which was really fun. It was kind of like a D&D podcast. So I'll leave it at that for now. And we'll go back to finishing up this little sketch. Maybe later we'll go look at some other pieces. But let me know which one was your favorite. Because I still have one house to draw on this side. And then I might have to call it a day. Whoop. See, we left my brush for too long, and now it is, the ink has dried on the brush. Okay, let's try that again. Got a chimney up here or something. I hope everyone has a fun week coming up. Sometimes Sundays can be hard, at least, you know, I head to work Mondays, so sometimes Sundays are hard because you know that you have to go to work the next day, but it's also good to have things going on that you can look forward to, that is not just work. Ramadan. Oh my goodness, I forgot that it's Ramadan. I apologize. I do know some people who follow Ramadan. So that'll be lovely. Mubarak. I probably am pronouncing that wrong. What is your favorite part of Ramadan? Do share. If you feel comfortable, at least. No one has to partake in chat if they don't want to. Not required. The food. Oh my goodness, I bet. Ooh, yummy. Isn't the food the best part of any celebration? My religion. Wow, we're going to talk about religion. I would say I'm on a spiritual journey, and I believe in a God. And I believe in the spiritual world. But we'll see. We'll see if there's a specific religion that does call to me. Of course, the food. Yes. It is the best. No, I believe you. I mean, where I'm from, everyone just eats potatoes, so that's kind of bland and boring. I'm sure your food is much more exciting. We just eat potatoes and corn. That's what we have in the Midwest, so. Tagine? National food. Ooh, okay. I will certainly have to, I would, I'm the kind of person who will try any kind of food if I have the opportunity to try foods. So if I come across it, I will eat it. What's the spice level on that? However spicy you want. Oh, that's good. See, I think I like spicy foods, but I think I just like spicy foods more than most people around here. And really the tolerance for spicy food is very, very low for most people. And so I might like spicy food more than most people around here, but then compared to other people in other countries, I probably cannot handle as much spicy food, probably. Don't like spice too much. No spicy food for all of us. Okay, great. No spice. Now, if it's sweet, I have a problem with eating too much dessert, okay? I will eat nothing but ice cream if that was allowed. Which, I mean, technically I could, but I don't think my stomach would appreciate that. Wow, we are looking good with this, I think. We're looking really good. Yes, ice cream is the best. I mean, if there's any dessert that's chocolatey, I'm there. I'm on it. Then I just want it all. Ice cream is the best dessert. It is truly just delicious. We're vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream, what's great about vanilla is you can add a lot of toppings to it and make it amazing. We are out of the topic of the drawing. Hey, that is fine. We do not need to talk about drawing. I would love to just talk about ice cream this whole time. Okay, that is just drying a little bit. While that is drying, do we want to look at some other sketchbooks? Well, we'll go back to this sketchbook is really what I mean. Let's see. Some more of this house that I was drawing earlier. Again, I really like to draw buildings, as you can see. And this is a character from, what is that anime manga called? Tower of God? Oh, Hirin, I wish I could see your drawings. Really good at drawing buildings? Thank you. I draw buildings a lot. I really do like to draw buildings. Again, I have a lot of Zelda fan art because I love Zelda, anything Legend of Zelda. I started drawing this on location out in a forest, and then I didn't have time to finish, so that was unfortunate. More Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and this one is Skyward Sword. This is just a random person, but I think this is gouache. This is for sure gouache. What I like about gouache is that it can be really, really light like a watercolor, or it can be really, really dark like an acrylic almost. Sonic, I don't know much about Sonic. This was another building I started. I only did that little bit of it, and then the rest is just a pencil sketch. And this is just a random page of different things. You like the blue? Yeah, I like this one too. And that's just kind of random. We got more people. These are all just like, these aren't characters. These are just like finding reference photos online. And then drawing them with probably a brush pen or something like I'm using right now. I think of all these, I kind of like this person sitting down. I just kind of like that pose. Thank you all for such kind words. I don't know if I'm creative or if I mean, usually it's not coming from my own head. It's just like drawings. And then we have this, another gouache kind of landscape thing. Got a verse from the Christian Bible that I appreciated. We have some studies of a pear and a cup. This is that's just with ink. Those two studies. And I think this was just out of my head. This one was just out of my head, just a random person. And then I attempted to paint like someone's face with color. I didn't really come out the way I wanted it to. I grew up Christian, for sure. For sure. So you probably would still consider me that. And this is just some gouache underneath some pencil, colored pencil. Over the Garden Wall. Anybody? Over the Garden Wall? Fan art? No? Over the Garden Wall is an animated TV show. That is my life. Okay. We'll end that and come back to this. I highly recommend watching Over the Garden Wall. That's all I have to say. It's really beautiful. You know Over the Garden Wall? Over the Garden Wall is so beautiful. I watch it every year. It's a ritual. Okay, so I think this is dry. And now this is the same ink except with some water. So it's just an ink wash, and that lets me play around with some different values and add a little bit more depth to things. And so we'll see what I can do with this. Your upstairs neighbors are being loud. Oh dear, that is always the worst. See, I live where I don't have upstairs neighbors, and that is very nice. Well, if anything, I am the upstairs neighbor, so I hope I'm not being loud. I hope they're not just stamping their feet or playing really loud music. They're moving something, so probably that is very loud, I'm sure. Like an earthquake. Oh no, that is bad. You know, where I'm from, we do not have earthquakes. If we did, there would be a major problem. But we do have tornadoes, which are really bad. I feel like no matter where you live, there's always some natural disaster you have to worry about. Would I choose tornadoes to be the disaster I have to worry about? Probably not, but we make do. Okay, we're gonna try to, if I go silent, it's because I'm really focusing on these little leaves here, these little plants. You slept outside in the car? Oh no, oh no. Yeah, I guess being in the building is not where you want to be. You just slept in the bed and just waited it out, huh? Yeah, I would be scared too. There was an earthquake like that. Earthquake in the middle of the night. Woo. At least with tornadoes, they only affect a small area. So it is rare if you actually get hit by one, but you know, still need to have a safe place to be. Let's see. I think I want to add a little bit more over here. Never experienced a tornado. Yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend that one for sure. You went to school normally after 2 days. You only had 2 days and then you had to go back to school. Oh dear. That's challenging. Well, I'm afraid to add any more value to this because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it. I don't know if you guys are like that. It's like, oh man, it's like, how do I know I'm finished? When I'm too scared to put anything else on there. Well, maybe a little on the tree, maybe. Yeah, we'll call that good. How's that? Wow, I'm really happy with that, I'd say. Just one side of the page, unfortunately, left a little mark on there. That's all right. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. This one was really fun. I like how the little windows turned out. I thought that was really fun. Little windows and the little plants in the windowsill. I'm so glad you could join me for a little drawing session. I wish I could stay longer, but I will have to leave very shortly. If I made a mistake, how would I fix it? Well, with ink, you're always, you know, it's highly possible to make mistakes and then you can't erase them. This paper isn't super white, but if it was, then I could always put a white out over it or a white gouache and paint over it. Or you just have to use the mistake as part of the drawing. And I've done that before as well. You just kind of need to let the mistake be a part of everything else. And that's, you know, like here, right? Like I smeared a whole bunch of ink on accident, but that's okay. It's just part of the sketchbook page now, and you can't be too precious with it, I guess, because with ink, sometimes things are going to go wrong, especially if you're just sketching. Then sometimes you're going to make a mark where you didn't mean to make a mark, and then you just have to live with the consequences because it's ink and it's not going to go away. But I think that's kind of more fun, and then you can learn to just use the mistake and let the mistakes happen, because they definitely are going to happen. You're the only ones in the live. Yes. Huron and Safa Arts, you guys are fantastic. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and drawing. And I hope I can see you in the next one. It was fun to make a little bit of art with you and to chat about all sorts of things, like ice cream and earthquakes. Really cool to talk to. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, an hour goes by really fast when we're just chatting and drawing. All right. Well, thank you all so much. And hopefully I see you soon. And thank you for all the kind words and encouragement. It really means a lot. And I'm excited to draw some more with everyone. So have a wonderful rest of your day and happy drawing.